Hello and welcome to another episode of Tribunal of the Grid. We talk about all things Power Rangers, including the actors that play them. My name is Brandon.
I am Lena.
I'm Will.
And today we have an episode for you guys. So today we'll be discussing Ranger things, because, of course, we always got to give the updates on what the actors are up to, Gotta give the update. And we will be actually discussing some of the projects that they were doing too. You know what I'm saying? Like, we gotta get into it. But also too, we're also going to be talking about some of the little goodies that happened during the San Diego Virtual Con. So definitely stick around for that. That'll be in our second half. But for right now, we're just gonna go ahead and get into it because, like, these projects that these actors are doing, I'm like, yo, like, they're slaying. And I'm just like, I'm very impressed. Like, just seeing them outside of just doing the regular schmegular, like, I'm wearing spandex and a helmet, Power Rangers. It's like seeing them in different roles and seeing them do different things. Mm-hmm. It's just like, oh my gosh, like, I love it. I understand why they were casted, as the particular Ranger that they were doing, and stuff like that, and seeing them grow and do things outside of that role. Those roles were it's enlightening. It's cool.
Mm-hmm.
So go ahead. Let's go ahead and get into it, Lena. Go ahead and start this Ranger things up, honey.
All right.
Go ahead and get into it.
Y'all better buckle yourself because the first thing we're going to talk about today on Ranger Things is going to be this short sci-fi film that actually got released yesterday. It is called Dusk. It is available on YouTube. We did put the link in our post on Instagram. If you haven't seen it, definitely go ahead and do that. And if you're confused by it, well, we're here to tell you all about it.
Okay.
Right? It is a very short film. It is literally 13 minutes long. And from what I can read from the very short synopsis is that it's a modified human from a man-made planet. Wow, that's actually really cool. They got to the point where they made a whole entire planet. Damn. Anyway.
Right.
Right? And we still can't even, like, live on Mars yet. But yet they made a whole entire planet.
Hello.
A modified human from a man-made planet risks his life to travel to where humanity originated, which is basically planet Earth. But will he choose love or his civilization? No, sorry, I might have read that wrong. Anyways, because Lena can't read anyways. But getting into it, the lead role goes to this guy named Lewis Tan. He plays G, and the story essentially follows him as a modified human. So they can actually self-heal, come up with a crazy sword from their hand. Like, it's really, really well done for a 13-minute film. And if y'all don't know, Lewis Tan can be found on shows like Into the Badlands, Wu Assassins. He actually did a small part in Iron Fist where he played the drunken guy. What else? He was also in Deadpool. He played, I believe, Starfire in Deadpool. But nonetheless, he did an amazing job in this super short film as a lead. So essentially he obviously comes to Earth and he finds that it's survivable, it's livable, and he ends up finding love. I mean, typical cute love story, if you ask me. But
typical with the side of sci-fi and ass kicking, but yeah, it's typical.
But obviously, like anything, we all have our duties to our people, to our planet, to whatever, right? So his planet was not going to let this go. And so his planet sent people to come find him. And it took about 5 years, and they eventually found him. But the person that was solely responsible for finding him is played by Peter Adrian
Siddhartha.
And we actually don't know his name. I'm sure they probably mentioned it in the film, but it was not that important, obviously, that we don't remember.
Oh my God.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry, that was really mean. But they really didn't say his name. Like, because when Peter's character did appear, he had this whole 2-3 minutes like long speech where he talks about how this guy G betrayed him, betrayed his family, betrayed his planet, betrayed his post, and refuses to let this guy up. And his ultimate doom is essentially execution, right? So he's here to essentially execute this guy. And then they have like a 2.5 seconds of a battle scene and it's there. So
first of all, let's unpack this because there's so much to unpack in this 13-minute
there really
13-minute film.
There really is.
Now, first of all, I'm sorry. I have let's get into the actress, the leading lady. I'm sorry. I'm gonna have to because this is what we do, honey. We have to get into it.
We sure do.
I was not too thrilled with her.
Me neither.
I was just like.
Me neither.
You're not giving me enough, honey. I need like dramatics, honey.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I mean, that whole part where they were fighting each other.
Yeah.
And she took that pitchfork.
I was like, where you going?
And I'm just like, okay, girl, I need I know the direction was probably to like look like you're gonna, go out there and try to defend your man. You know what I'm saying? Like, I know that's probably was the direction. But, like, I didn't get no type of, like, urgency from her at all. Like, it was just kind of like, oh, yes, the director said I need to grab this. Okay, I'm grabbing this. And I'm going to hold it like I'm going to attack him. Like, I mean, I didn't really get, like, the connectivity of it or, like, her in the scene. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is your man. Like, this is your husband, your boo.
Not even just that. Let's rewind it. Like, I'm not sure about you, but I didn't feel the chemistry with the two of them. And then, like, just rewind to the very beginning. I was wondering why she was standing in the middle of the fucking field. I'm sorry for my swearing. In the middle of the fucking field, staring at, like, these windmills. And I'm
Yes, I agree.
I was like, wait, what was, like, I remember I saw the trailer and I thought, okay, there's got to be a reason behind it. And what was up with her outfit? Let's dissect that. Like, she was putting, like, some scarf around her hip. Like, what is these, the 90s? Like, she had to wear a bathing suit. Like, she had jeans on, some bandana around her butt, some miscolored top, and a hat. And she was staring at the windmills with her hand, like, behind her back. Like, she was admiring them or something. And I don't know, like, that whole scene alone, I thought it could have been so much more. And you're absolutely right. There was no urgency either. And then when he crash landed, she'd be like, hey, slow-mo running, let's make sure he's okay. And even like the urgency to help him out of the spaceship wasn't even that fast. And then when they got to the point where obviously like he falls in love with the first thing he sees because, she shows him the world, it's kind of like the whole Aladdin thing. And it was so stupid. I don't know, like I just didn't feel the chemistry.
No, I agree.
And
I agree 100%. I didn't feel it either. It was just kind of like, there was no chemistry between those two. It was just kind of like, okay, and I feel like, honestly, and this is just me, I personally feel like Lewis was giving it his all. Like, he was really like trying to sell this thing of like, I love this girl, right?
He really was. Oh my God.
Okay, like he was
Lewis.
really selling it. And and she was just kind of like, I mean, I like you because the script said that I'm supposed to like you. Like, that's how it felt.
And there was it truly did. And like, I don't know, it's just like everything about the whole, like every time they had an interaction, even like the supposedly sex scenes that they had, I was like, what is happening? Like, happening? Like, when she was on top of him, I was expecting so much more. Like, I felt more coming from him, and he was just looking at her, holding himself up. Where
right.
I'm not gonna lie, I felt so much more. I was like, yo, Lewis. be giving me those sexy vibes through the screen. Damn.
Listen, I felt the sex coming from the coming through the screen when he was
Right?
looking at her. I was like, oh, they ain't even gotta do no gyrate. They ain't got to do nothing. And I already felt it. Like, I felt like the intention was there.
Yep.
He was selling it to me.
Yep.
And everything. Like, he was giving it all, honey.
Right.
And she was just kind of like, yeah, I'm going to be perched up with an arch in my back. Like, yeah. Right. But I'm not going to be selling nothing. It was more like an appearance from her, not so much of like, I'm in the scene.
100%. And even the arch wasn't even selling it. I was like, honey, really? You like...
Wow.
Like, deadass. If y'all watch, guys, I suggest you watch it. It is a really good short film. We're just nitpicking it because that's just us, you know? That's just us, right? But
no, I mean, yes, Lena's right. Like, it really is a great short film. Like, we're giving our opinions of it, but please do not let our opinions deter you from actually supporting and actually watching it, because it really is good.
It really is. Like, we loved it. We just want to, you know, share our thoughts on little things that we wish could have been done better. Particularly the actress could have been changed.
Exactly. And I mean, she, don't get me wrong, the girl is gorgeous. Like, she's beautiful. Like, she's stunning.
Woo!
Right? I mean, she's amazing. But it was just like, I didn't feel any connection from her to Lewis. I didn't believe, like, you could not tell me that based on what was presented and what was given to us, you couldn't tell me that they were in a relationship.
No. Even like the poster. Have you guys seen the poster? I didn't feel anything from the poster.
Right. Yeah. Like, it just kind of felt like she was just kind of there.
Yep.
But, like, if you were to tell me, oh, she's supposed to be G's love interest, I wouldn't have gotten that.
Nope.
Like, at all.
No.
So that was definitely like kind of like a what the heck is going on type of situation from her.
And then forward to like the end scene. We're gonna ruin this all for you, but when the end scene came, he was not giving her all. Like, she was just lying there, crying. Well,
first of all, your man is dying. Like, literally, like, he's dying. Spoiler. Okay, spoiler alert.
Right. Like,
yeah, whatever. Yeah. Anyway, your man is dying. Like, your man is literally, like, he's on his deathbed, like, after being, you know, stabbed. Like, he's literally, like, dying. And you just rushed over there and you're just kind of like, okay, I'm rushing over here because the script says I'm supposed to. Like, I mean, that's kind of how it feels. Like, there's no 100%. There's no connection.
And even like her, so I'm going to describe her body position. So her body position is what a couple in bed would do, where you kind of entwine with each other, but you're holding each other. So I saw one of her knee over one of his knee, right? And she was obviously trying to lay next to him. And then that was it. That was like the most dramatic scene we got from her, was her lying next to her man and just have her, like, you know, supposedly cry, even though we didn't feel tears or see tears, but whatever. And he was just like, to love and to feel love, or to be loved, is like being on both sides of the sun, as he's like narrating this. And I'm just like, and he's like, I don't regret one single thing. And you can feel it as he's saying this, as he's dying. And the girl, nothing.
Yeah. And even when, like, at the very end, when he's like, protect our son, and the child comes over there, like, even the child, you felt like, oh wow, like, my daddy's dead. Like, you even felt that, like, sorrow from the kid.
I felt
and it was just like, from her, it's like, girl, your man, like, the man that you love, the man that gave you a child, is dead in front of you. And, like, I feel nothing. Like, I feel nothing from you.
Nada. Mm-mm.
And I'm like, Meisner, honey, Meisner. Like, did you feel something in your life? Give us that energy. I need you to connect with a time in your life where you've had someone die. If it's not too fresh in your mind, I need for you to connect with that girl.
Mm-hmm.
I need you to give us that energy because
Mm-hmm.
it was such a painful moment, especially seeing the child come out
Yes.
and look at his dad dead. It was such a really emotional scene to watch.
It really was.
And for her to just be like, I'm just going to crouch over you because the script said I have to. It was it turned from what could have been a really emotional scene.
Yeah.
To almost kind of this is dreadful to watch almost.
Yeah.
It was just kind of
Yep. I literally had to rewind the ending scene a few times because I remember thinking, okay, I'm actually really sad that he just died. And that child, I felt hella bad for him. But the woman? Really?
Right.
I'm like, I must be wrong. And that's how I knew about the position so well because I rewind it several times to be like, okay, what is she doing? Is she crying? How is she holding him? What is she trying to do to try to stop the bleeding? Doesn't he self-heal? I'm so confused.
Right.
Remember when he landed on the spaceship and he cut himself deep? He self-healed. So I was so confused.
He self-healed.
So I'm like, wait, shouldn't he have self-healed? Peter's character stabbed him right in the stomach, not in the heart. And aren't they modified human anyway? So I don't know. I was really confused. I was really shocked. I was like, so that's the part where I was kind of confused with because I thought he would have self-healed or done something, or maybe water was the ingredient because the first time she found him, she, okay, I'm going to say this. Did you notice when she dragged the man into her cabinet, wherever the heck she lived, which is also really creepy because it's in the middle of nowhere, instead of going to the sink to get water, she dunked the rag into the pitcher of water and barely got her hand out of it.
Yes. Girl, okay. Let's unpack that for 2.5 seconds. First of all, when she dunked that thing into that pitcher of water, I'm like, do you not have running water, daughter? Do you not have running water? I'm like, I am so confused. Is the water from the sink contaminated? Does it have too much lead? I'm trying to figure out, honey, because this does not make any sense.
No. And then I'm thinking, why would you just pour the water out? Why would you try to dunk it? And I swear, her hand got caught in it for 2.5 seconds.
Right. Right.
Oh,
girl, it's so funny that you caught that because I caught that too, and I'm literally sitting there like, what is happening right now?
Right, I was like,
what are you doing?
Right, and I'm thinking to myself, no offense to the director, but why was that a great idea to have in the scene? That just took away from the fact that this man is possibly dying, and this girl here was staring at the windmill, I'm sorry, is she special? Is she on the spectrum? What? And I'm not making fun of anyone who is on the spectrum, don't get me wrong. I'm genuinely questioning the situation because her thought process was quite slow. And
yeah, she nothing that she did nothing that she did made sense.
No.
Like you said, the whole dumping the rag into the pitcher is just okay, girl, first of all, no one would do that. Secondly, if anything, if you're going to take water from a pitcher or something, you would just pour the water onto the rag and then wring it out. You wouldn't dunk your hand into the pitcher of water. Because first of all, you're contaminating the water with your hands. So it's what are you doing? It's just a lot of stuff just did not make sense. And then like you said, he self-generated, he self-healed, but then at the end, he just kind of just died. And it's it would have made more sense to me if he exploded kind of how everyone else did when they died.
Yes.
It would have made more sense if he exploded, but he just kind of laid there and just died like a normal human.
Right.
So it was just kind of
or even if he didn't explode it, let's say he was a really specialized modified human, right? And let's say those people were those other guys were just foot soldiers, let's say. Maybe him slowly deteriorating would have been cool too. you know?
Right.
Something to indicate that he actually is dead, not like a regular human.
Right, exactly. And that's something that I wish would have happened. Like I totally agree. Like that's something to me that should have actually happened. Where it should have been like you should have seen both him and Peter's character, which we're gonna get to in like a second, honey. But what it felt like was it should have both of those characters should have like slowly deteriorated.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and it would, oh my God. And like, just to think, like, what if like that actually happened and the child was standing right there and watched his dad slowly deteriorate?
My God.
Oh my God. Like,
oh my God.
Oh my God. Like that. Oh, mind blown. Like, talk about somebody that would have been emotional. I would have been like in tears because I'm extremely emotional.
Me
so
too.
like, I would have literally been bawling if that would have happened. But yeah, like everybody else, basically, if they died, they blew up into like little pieces. So it's like they kind of like shattered.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, in a sense, like I would have loved to have seen like a slow shattering of both of them. You know, kind of like slowly deteriorating, slowly shattering. That actually would have been really cool to see. But no, they just died. It was like,
it would have matched their title too, calling it Dust.
Exactly.
Like
To see them like slowly turn into dust, like that would have been bomb. Like that would have been so cool. But no, like you really didn't get to see any of that.
Nope.
So yeah, that was like the only drawback.
Maybe
plot
twist. Yeah. Because I did notice that on the website, there's actually a bunch more short films. So maybe plot twist. Maybe we think he dies.
But maybe he did. Maybe he didn't.
Mm-hmm. Maybe he just needed a little bit more time to regenerate. Because like, who knew how long from the time that she pulled him from his spaceship to her home, creepy in a cabin in the woods or something.
Girl, you ain't gonna let that go, huh?
No.
You ain't gonna let that go.
Everything about her just did not make any sense. Like,
oh
period.
My God.
Like, period. You know, like if you look at some of the scenes that they were doing, that short period of time where they're like learning about each other and having picnics and everything, there was no civilization around at all.
Right.
And it made me wonder, like, how did they get their food? How did they go to the grocery store? Like, obviously that might not have been important, but I guess like it just seemed like they were very isolated where they were. So I had a lot of questions.
Right.
And also, did you not know she dressed way better, like in the other scenes than she did in the first scene? And then they became that matching couple. It was kind of cute for 2.5 seconds.
It was cute. I'm not even gonna lie. That was cute.
It was so cute. Like I was like, oh, that's so cute. It was so adorable that they were matching. But I remember like just from that, like just the wardrobe alone too. I was just kind of, it made me wonder because again, like the wardrobes were so cute. So like, where did they get it from? Like how did I don't know. I just have so many questions because like based on where she lives, based on where she's located, and then based on the very little amount of people that were around, like I had a lot of questions, and how did he make money either? Like, I don't know. Like,
right.
Not important,
right.
but like still, like she can't be supporting both of them and their child at some point. So I just have a lot of questions. But,
right.
Obviously that's that's not really the real reason of this movie, but that's just me dissecting it even further. But going back to Peter's character.
Yes.
I'm gonna let you start.
Oh wow, you gotta let me start?
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. Well, well, here's the tea. Here's the deal. Me personally, I love the look.
Right.
I love the look.
So good.
His look was absolutely amazing. I just really enjoyed the whole double eye color thing. Like that was really cool. Now, granted, I would have loved to see him with both eyes being blue.
Or
because
have the eyes do something. Like I I thought there was a purpose,
Right.
but then he didn't do anything, and I was like, oh.
Yeah, he just had like 2 different color eyes. But I'm like, maybe that was just something that maybe they were created that way or something. Maybe his parents was just like, you know what? This is going to be kind of cool when he grows up. He has 2 different color eyes, like that'll make him eccentric. That'll make him different. I don't know, child, but or maybe that might be like a little. Maybe that might be what G was running from. Maybe that's a sign of a hierarchy, a higher higher position in their thing in their job, and he was like, child, I don't want nobody to change my eye color. I ain't got time.
Right.
So he dipped out, and
You
Peter's
noticed.
character was like, right, and Peter's character was like, you know what, I'm gonna stay for this,
Right?
So
But
yeah, like I thought that was cool.
Wait, hold on. Pause for 2.5 seconds. Are you getting the Divergent vibes from this?
Absolutely.
Like, yeah, sorry. I just had to throw that in there. But yes, go on.
No, like, I mean, like when you just said that, I was like, oh yeah, like I can totally see that.
Like I totally that moment you describe Peter's eyes, I was like, oh, Diversion.
Yeah. Totally.
Sorry, go on. I'm sorry.
But no, like he like he just looked really badass. I love the look. I love the hair and everything. My only drawback, my only thing about his character is that like a lot of the stuff that he was saying, I guess I couldn't really connect with because we never got to see any of it.
No.
And it just it didn't, like, yeah, he told us, like, even during his monologue when he was explaining, why they have to kill G and all this stuff, there wasn't enough for me to go, I believe that he's upset because he feels like, G always got the better end of the stick than he did. Mm-hmm. Like, what is their connection? Like, are they just two warriors that, he was always overlooked because of G? Are they brothers? Like, what was the thing that made Peter's character go, I hate you? Mm-hmm. Because it just wasn't enough for him to say, for even in the monologue, like he really didn't give that many nuggets to have me, understand mm-hmm. that, hey, I've always been in your shadow. I've always had to deal with you. And you always get the best. You always do. And I'm tired of it. Like, I didn't get that from him, like, at all. It was just kind of like, it was kind of almost whiny in a sense. Like, it was kind of like, oh man, you always get the good stuff. Now I'm going to kill you. Like, that's kind of what it felt.
No, it's dead ass.
Like, that's what it felt like. And I'm like, I don't understand. I didn't get the, I was all like the meaty, I'm jealous of you from him. I didn't get that from him at all. So it was just kind of like, all right. But I mean, I enjoyed seeing him, look like have the look and, be badass. Like, I thought that stuff was cool, but it's just like, I would have definitely wanted more backstory as far as like, why are you so jealous? Mm-hmm. Why do you feel like G has always gotten the better end of the stick than you did? There was a lot of whys.
There was. I 100% agree with you. There was a lot of whys. It was just like, I mean, we get that it was a short film, so that's probably why they squeezed into a whole lot. Mm-hmm. But definitely, I know exactly what I agree with you with everything. Like, I remember watching the first time though, and saw him appear. I was shook. I was like, oh my God, is that Peter? And and just the way he appeared on the swing set, on that tire swing set, where he just kind of like randomly appears. It makes me wonder, how did he even come to Earth? Because he didn't have a spaceship like the other, like G did when he landed.
Right.
Neither did the other guys. How did they reappear? Was it like out of nowhere?
Yeah, like they just kind of like came from around the trees. Like they were just like, oh, we're just gonna walk around the trees, like, you know, we were always here the whole time. And I'm just kind of like, okay, so even if G decided like, yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and come back with y'all, like, yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and accept my punishment. Like, were they not gonna attack him?
Right.
Or were they always going to be there to kill him anyway? So it was almost kind of like, this conversation is futile if you're going to go ahead and kill me anyway. Like, why are we talking? Just go ahead and just try to kill me. Like, what's the tea?
And that's what I was thinking too, because I'm getting this vibe that they're always gonna kill him. So I don't understand what's happening right now. Like, I genuinely got that vibe.
Right.
Like, no, I feel like that he was gonna die regardless. Like, there was no and ifs and what's about it, because I get this vibe that Peter's character definitely wanted G out of like away from him so that he can build his own empire, whatever that might have been. And that was
right.
what I'm getting from Peter's character. We're gonna have to learn his name.
Yeah, we're definitely going to have to learn his name, but right now his name is Peter. Right now his name is Peter. But no, like, and that's the thing. It's just like, I wish I wish we had that information on his character, so that we could have gotten so much more from that character, so much more understanding, because, you know, it just kind of felt like he just kind of popped up. Like, honestly, I'm gonna be honest with you, and this is gonna sound really bad, but he just felt like a glorified, like, version of the extra bad guys that came and got killed.
Yeah.
Like, he was just one of them that had a speaking line.
Yeah.
That was really it. Like, I mean, we didn't connect with him. We didn't know, like, there was nothing to connect with him with. Like, we didn't know too much about him.
No.
We just got like surface level stuff. And like you said, it is a 13-minute piece. So, you know, obviously it's like, all right, well, you know, you can't really learn too much. But at the same time, it would have been so much better if we actually got to like learn a lot more, because I mean, it's Peter, you know, I mean, it's like, it's Ninja Steel Blue and Hyperforce Red, like, you know, like, yes, like, we want to see you, we want to acknowledge you, we want to celebrate you. So I mean, let's actually get some meaty stuff, like, let's get some real tea.
Yeah.
But, you know, it was just like, he was just kind of there. So that was kind of disappointing for me. Just kind of seeing it. Granted, like, I love actually like the fight scenes.
Yes.
Even though they were short, like, it was, oh my gosh, can we talk about the special effects?
Yes.
Whoever did the special effects, can y'all work on Power Rangers? Like,
seriously.
Because y'all don't have half the budget of this, of Power Rangers. And it's like, how in 13 minutes, the special effects look 10 times better.
10 times.
Than what it looks like on Power Rangers. And I understand that from what I've heard, Dino Fury is going to have a brand new special effects artist. So maybe they might be better. Maybe they might not. I don't know. But, you know, it's like, this movie, like this 13-minute movie, like the stuff growing out of their hands, it was so cool. Like, it was so freaking cool.
It was. It blew my mind. When the sword came out, I was like,
right. I'm like, they have, what kind of capabilities? What are they? Like, what the heck?
Makes me wonder, do they only have four, or do they, like, I feel like I've seen this from somewhere before, but you know, whatever. That's neither here or there. But I wonder, do they have another sword? And is it double hand, or is it just one hand? And what else can you grow out of that?
Right. Like, can they, like, you know, grow, like, is it just swords that they can grow? Can they grow, like, guns? Can they grow, like, different types of weapons? Like, what if somebody grew like a bow staff or something out of their hand and just start, like, twirling it around like a badass? Or, like, I don't know. Like, you know, like, I don't know. Like, there was just so many questions.
There is
so many questions. And like, I love the scene where like both of them. I love the scene where like both of them just kind of like flew in the air,
Yeah.
like badass, just kind of like, just both kind of like flew towards each other. I was like, holy shit, this is great. This is awesome. I watched that scene like 3 times. I loved it.
It was really good.
Yeah. So I got a question for you, Lena. If you had to rate this, what would you rate it?
8.5 for me. 8.
Okay.
Because the fact that it was a 13-minute film, we got so much out of it. We got obviously love, we got a really nice dialogue, and we got, you know, the whole like battling between what's great, what's right and what's wrong, and I guess what's good for the person that's in charge of his own destiny. And not only just that, but again, in 13 minutes, we got such an epic battle scene. Like,
yes.
what? And the special effects, like everything they were doing, like even the beginning where like, you know, G was walking to his spaceship to, you know, leave this planet to go to planet Earth. It looked amazing. It literally looked like something of Blue Lagoon in Iceland, but built in a sci-fi world. It was
Oh my gosh. Yes.
Exotic. And even just the way, like, you know, him traveling in the whole, I don't even know where they even got that spaceship to begin with, but when he crashed landed, you definitely tell, like, that was an actual spaceship. Like, it would have been tacky had the spaceship disappear, but it didn't. Like, it didn't turn to dust or anything like that. So it was even better to, like, see that, and it physically landed, and, you know, like, this girl pulling him out of it, you know? And
right.
I don't know, I just felt like the acting was amazing. The action was amazing. The dialogue was actually quite amazing. And kind of like what we're saying, like with, you know, Peter's dialogue, like it was what, 2-3 minutes of a speech. And we got so much from him within that 2-3 minutes of a speech that we can create our own imagination to think, okay, what was, and kind of like, you know, what you were saying earlier, were they brothers? Why are they like this? It leaves us questioning more about the short film. It makes us want to talk about it. And that's exactly what they succeeded in doing, because they want us to talk about it. They want us to be hungry for more and check out all their other short films that they're going to produce later on. And then to make it even better, like the costume designs. Like, what? Where did they even come up with these ideas? The costume design alone, like his suit that he wore, that G wore, whew, that's better than anything I've ever seen on Power Rangers. And that was just a suit that he was like, I'm gonna wear the suit to go to Earth with. Like, that's what I'm gonna do. It wasn't even like a special, like, I'm gonna do something with this suit. It was just like, this is my suit, I'm gonna wear it to Earth.
High key, like the outfit that Lewis was wearing, that G was wearing, like, I love that bodysuit. Like, that bodysuit was sick.
So
it was dope.
Nice. Like, picture, okay, we're only bringing up Ninja Steel because Peter was in Ninja Steel. Now, remember that outfit that they all had in Ninja Steel? Imagine that suit that Lewis / G was wearing. Imagine that on the Rangers.
Right.
Forget the other spongy looking suit that they all had on.
Girl, they were wearing scuba diving gear. Like, let's just call it, like, let's call a spade a spade.
They really were.
They were definitely wearing scuba gear.
Yep, they definitely were. So can you imagine, like, that, like, Lewis tan suit on them, but in the different colors? Ooh. Yeah.
Right.
I would have loved it. Oh my God, yes. Would have loved that. Yeah, so definitely 8 out of 10. 8, not because you know, there are some parts we wish could have been better.
Right.
And not to take away from how great of a short film this was in 13 minutes. Like, whew.
Right.
So that's my little spew. What about you?
Well, girl, I think you hit the nail on the head. Like, honestly, I can't even. Yeah, like, you just hit the nail on the head. Like, I agree 110%. Like, I completely agree. Everything about it was just, like, the whole concept of it was just so. It was just so cool. It was really cool. Just the idea of just the idea of a world that was created by humans with even synthetic air.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like, just the idea of everything being created by human beings, on this technological world. And all the humans are, like, literally created. Like, they're not, they're not born from anything. Like, they're created.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'm sorry, dirty thought. But, like, you're creating your child, like, I'm pretty sure some of them parents are having a field day creating these children. Because they're like, I know what my child will have. If he's a boy, I know what he will have.
And hold that thought for a second. Do you remember the one scene where they were forbidden to have sex?
Right.
Oh.
And I love how Lewis is like, yeah, but I much prefer it this way. I died.
Right, and she was like, yeah, I do too. I'm like, ooh, child. On this little planet, I guarantee you his parent was like, my son ain't gonna have no shrimp.
Nope.
He ain't gonna have no shrimp, honey.
No.
Because she was sitting there like, yeah, I enjoyed it too.
Right?
We know.
Right now.
Child, they created him to be blessed in many areas.
They really did. Oh my God, they really did. Like, you can tell. She was like, she's like, have you seen your body?
Honey, yes. But no, like, for real. Like, it was just like, just everything about this world and that they painted in 13 minutes was just, it was so cool to see. And like I said, I'm a special effects and fight scene kind of guy. Like, that's like all that kind of stuff rolled in one movie is like automatically like I love. So for me, it was just like the special effects was beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
The actual fight scenes was great.
Mm-hmm.
All the flying in the air and just it was so cool. I was like, I love this. This is everything I love.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I have to agree. Like, honestly, the only reason why I can't give it anything higher than like an 8 is mainly, not knowing, as much about Peter's character.
Yes.
But also that girl. Like, I
Oh.
need something more than just I'm pretty and I'm here. You know what I'm saying? Like, I need more. Like, I need more. I need the drama, honey. Like, you're here. Okay, like, you're here for, you're here to deliver us the humanity in the movie. You're here to give us the emotion.
Mm-hmm.
I need emotion. I need that from you. Like, I don't need, I'm here and I'm even though I'm gorgeous, I'm just gonna stand here and just be that. Like, I need you to be like, oh my God, like, oh my God, my man. Like, I need you to be in distress, honey.
Right?
That's what I need. I need distress.
Distress. I need the waterworks. I need, like, the ugly cry. She didn't even do the ugly cry, okay?
The ugly cry, girl.
Like, she didn't do the ugly cry. Like, come on.
Ugly cry. Like, like, I need snot running down your nose.
Thank you.
Okay, I need it all. You know what I'm saying?
I
mean, let's be honest. Like, Aaron Cahill on Time Force episode 1, when Alex got killed and Jen was crying over Alex, you felt that.
You felt
like
that. She ugly cried.
I mean, she ugly cried. I mean, nose was red, snotting up, tears. Like, I mean, like, that's the kind of love that I expected, especially after 5 years.
Right?
I'm like, yo, like, I expected her to be, like, bawling. Especially after she just saw her man, get killed before her eyes. Like, I need bawling. I mean, instead of just, oh, I'm crouching and I'm gonna lay on top of you. Like, I don't need that. So, aside from that, yeah, like, definitely, it was definitely an 8 for me. It was still a very good short film. It was still very good.
We highly recommend it. I mean,
Absolutely.
obviously we spent a good chunk of time talking about that. Goes to show you how much we dissect this. Literally between today and yesterday. Like, I've only seen it once, minus the rewind of the certain scenes, but that's it. And we loved it that much. Like, yes, let's talk about this.
You saw more than I did, hence my muteness.
Yeah, because some people don't do their homework.
And now, they really
You guys sold the hell out of it, though. So I'll watch it when this is over.
Some people just don't do their homework.
Right? Oh my God, no.
We know what kind of student Will was in school. We know. Hey, can you pass your homework so I can copy it real fast?
Seriously.
I didn't get the assignment.
Even though
it was in our email. I know. I didn't check it. I'm sorry. Can I see?
Dead ass, right?
Well, at least did you see the trailer for Liana's new movie? Did you see that?
No.
No.
I was aware of it. I don't watch it though.
Oh my God.
Let me tell you, Liana's new movie, and it's called Starlight, and it's from the producer of Texas Chainsaw Massacre. So you know that this is going to be a really well done film with the glories, the killings, the works. You know.
Yeah, it's definitely gonna be gory.
The only thing is, I didn't get very much out of the trailer, other than like a very typical serial killer story.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like from what I understood and from what I can find, I know it's going to be released this year at some point. I know they shot. Okay, so let's rewind for 2 seconds. They started filming in October 2017.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's when I think I mentioned it way back then too. And they obviously finished filming and they're planning on releasing this year. We just don't know when. So the synopsis, the plot line I could find is teenager Dylan Johnson accidentally crashes into a popular singer, BBA Love. Her name is BBA Love. I don't know how I feel about that name, but okay.
It sounds very K-pop-ish.
Right? Dylan and his friends tried to help BB, but unexplained events and weird people turn a graduation party into a hell on earth. So that is all we know. But the first time this film was ever shown was actually in Hollywood Real Independent Film Festival in February 2020, right before COVID shut everything down.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Some of you have already seen it.
That synopsis just gave me I Know What You Did Last Summer vibes.
Right?
Yeah, it did. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Like I was just kind of like, okay. I don't know if I want to see this. Like, not that we don't want to support Liana, but it's just very typical of a horror movie synopsis, you know? So.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, it looks good. The actual, like, trailer itself looks great. And I love Liana's TikTok video on it where she did the green screen. And, you know, she's obviously freaking out over the trailer. And her reactions to it is priceless. Yeah,
you can tell she's like really happy and she's really excited about it.
Mm-hmm. So we obviously post that one on our Instagram. So if you don't know what we're talking about, definitely head on over and take a look at the trailer on our Instagram. If not, it is also on her TikTok page as well too. And she does briefly talk about it in her story of yesterday, so it might not be up anymore. And then lastly, for Ranger Things, we have what would I call this? I guess the re-showing Tell Me a Story by turning free fairy tale into modern day thriller. And we got Davi playing Gabe from the traditional Hansel and Gretel series. So his name is Gabe, so he's essentially the male version of Gretel, and his sister, who happens to be the older sister, will play Hannah, which would have been Hansel.
It came out on the CBS app. I think that was like last year, I want to say.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was out last year, and I remember they were doing promotion, They were doing promotion of it in West Hollywood, and in West Hollywood during Halloween. Like it was like all like several people in pig masks and t-shirts. Wearing,
Scary.
promoting it was really
That sounds
weird.
creepy.
It was super creepy. And they were all promoting it. And they were kind of like wearing shirts, promoting the new show. So I was like, ooh, this is kind of weird. And plus, like, I took a picture of them because I was wearing the most dumbest costume.
That's right. I remember you took a.
Yeah.
What you're talking about now. I know exactly what you're talking. Okay, that was okay. Okay, that makes the connection a lot.
Yeah, like I was wearing a costume of like the dancing balloon man that you would see at like car dealerships. It was the dumbest costume ever, but I was just like, I don't care. I want to do this.
Oh my god.
And like, they were promoting it. And then I think his episode, I want to say was one of the first ones to come out. And so like I watched it, and basically he's playing a queer dancer who I want to say he's also kind of like a hustler as well. And basically he gets caught up in some stuff that, because he also does drugs as well. And he gets caught up in some stuff, and basically it's him and his sister on the run. So it's like, it's really interesting. If you're into, like thrillers and, people running from other people trying not to die. You know what I'm saying? If you're into that kind of stuff, fantastic. Then you're going to love this because it's a lot of that in this. But other than that,
producers of like Vampire Diaries as well too. So the guy from actually Vampire Diaries is in it. I don't know his real name. I think it's in like Paul. I'm probably doing this really badly. Oh my gosh! But y'all know what I'm talking about, right? Like, one of the main leads in the Vampire Diaries that falls for
Paul Wesley.
Paul, there you go. That dude. He's in one of them. I think he's in not the Little Red Riding Hood one, but the other story, which I don't. Yeah, so it's from the producers of Vampire Diaries, which I was like, oh, interesting. So this is gonna be like, well, this is well made and well done.
Well, so there you have it.
That's airing on the CW. The first season is airing on CW. So we're wondering if maybe they're just airing this to kind of pad out programming for the summer months, or maybe if it does well in ratings, they'll bring it back for a second season. We have no idea.
Right. And also too, it's funny because when you brought that up during I guess our pre-show, when you brought that up, it also made me think that maybe what they were trying to do, they were trying to test it on the CBS app just to kind of see what would happen. And then because Supergirl did the same thing. Like they had it airing on CBS for a while, for like for a couple episodes, and then they were just doing that so that another place could pick it up, and then the CW picked it up. So maybe it was that kind of situation where they were just airing it on the CBS app, and then CBS was like, okay, we don't plan on taking this any further, and then the CW was like, we will. And they just went ahead and got it, and they may be planning on actually turning this into into a thing, like actually making it into like an actual show. So I'm pretty sure like there's probably going to be some things that might come from this after COVID, because I mean I don't see how you can film anything as of right now, but there might be some things coming down the line for it after COVID, maybe. Who knows?
Just real quick before we move on, I want to add that for the Starlight movie is actually being released August the 4th on Apple.
Oh, okay. So it's going to be released on Apple TV.
So,
okay. So save the date.
Yeah.
Okay. So save the date. On Apple TV, August 4th. Liana's in the movie. And go ahead. What is it called again?
Starlight.
Starlights. Yes.
And we will definitely post about it on our social media, so you hopefully won't forget.
All right. And also, too, I also wanted to briefly also bring up as well. So, as of lately, now, y'all, like, I know, like, we don't really talk about commercials on here, but y'all, okay, so we posted on our timeline this week Alison Kimberman Sullivan's commercial for where she did the Barbie commercial in '93, and it's still stuck in my head, y'all. It is the most catchiest theme song. Everybody knows Barbie always had
Sing
catchy theme
the
songs.
song. Please sing the song.
Oh my gosh.
Please do it.
Come along with me. I got a secret for you. I'm like a surprise, Barbie. It's something you love to do.
Dad! Oh my God, that's not just like.
I hate you for making me sing that. But no, like, it's been like, I promise you, while we were talking, it was just constantly echoing in my head. And I'm like, I fucking hate this. Like, oh my God, like, please have this song stop echoing in my head. But like, it just kept going. And I'm like, oh my God, I have to bring this up. This is hilarious. But yeah, so definitely everybody, like, make sure you check these projects out. Like, they're definitely really good, and we'll continue to, talk about more projects and everything on our Ranger Things. Kind of keep you abreast. Get the interest out, because hey, these people aren't Rangers forever. Like, I mean, yeah, they say that on the show, obviously, but like, they're not Rangers like for the rest of their lives. Like, they go out and they do other projects. So it's always cool to support them whenever they do.
Yep.
Now we're gonna go ahead and migrate to the second part of this show, where we talk about San Diego Virtual Con. Because it's not Comic-Con. I mean, it is Comic-Con, but at the same time, it's like, we couldn't really go. So, I mean, it was virtual. Now, there were some things that went down. There were two Power Ranger panels. One of them was one that we're not going to really talk about because they really didn't talk about anything. But, but they did have our girl Claire Blackwilder, who played Kendall from Dino Charge. They did have her on there as a special guest, and also you had the guys from Dino Charge who were in the new episode that will be coming out this fall on Beast Morphers. So they talked a lot about the audition process, and they were asked a lot of the random questions. Not too much. I mean, a lot of the stuff we've heard before about their audition process and, things of that nature. Then the guy asked them about working with Austin St. John, which that was like the only question that they got about the actual team up episode. Nothing really like how, no little tidbits, no little teasers about the episode was spoken. So that's why we're not reporting it. However, what we will report is the panel that was led by Aaron Cahill, who played Jen Scott in Power Rangers Time Force. On that panel was a lot of the boom writers, the artists, and also Steve Cardenas, who plays Rocky from Mighty Morphin all the way up until Zeo. So it was just like they basically talked a lot about their process, a lot about their creating the characters, creating the worlds, creating the stories, and basically what their their plans are for the franchise and for the series going forward. If you don't know, after 55, issue 55 of Mighty Morphin, it will be ending. And basically the comic will split. So basically what will happen is it will be Mighty Morphin. That will be one comic. And then Power Rangers will be the next comic. So there'll be two comics running concurrently at the same time. And Mighty Morphin will be the comic that will feature the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, basically continuing the story from 55. So basically kind of like that would be the continuation of Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. Where Power Rangers will be the continuation of the Omega Rangers and their story arc.
We don't have to say goodbye to Jason, Zach, and Trini.
Exactly. We still get to see more Omega Rangers, which they are absolutely freaking amazing. So we get more of them. And we also get to further along this storyline of Mighty Morphin, which will also feature a brand new Green Ranger. Now, first of all, I have a question. I have two questions, actually. One, who do you think this Green Ranger is? And two, what do you think about this costume?
Initially, I thought that it would be Draken. For some reason, they brought him back, so I just thought that they'd have it be Draken. So, I mean, we'll see. I know some people were saying maybe Nat. But I think, I don't know. Like, this is so weird because it didn't happen in the show, obviously. But I'm assuming, like, I came up with this theory a while ago. I thought that this was kind of similar to how they did Crisis on the CW DC shows, and since Shattered Grid happened, there were certain things that changed. Like, for the main part, things are the same, but there are small changes. So I'm guessing now the timeline, just like they said, they compared it to cracks in a mirror. You can try to fix it, but it'll never be completely the same. So I guess that's the way of getting around writing some new things. So I don't know. I think there's a part of me that wants to keep it like, I don't know what the word is, but keep it similar to what happened, even though this never happened. So the only thing that I can think of is if Tommy was the Green Ranger. The suit looks pretty cool. It reminds me of the Bat in the Sun Green Ranger costume.
Yes. That's the first thing I thought about.
Yeah, so this is pretty cool. Like, this will be the first time that we get to see all 7 of the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers together, because of course Tommy was 2 colors. So.
Right. Lena?
So I've become Will in this situation. I have not seen the suit or know about this additional ranger until just now. So this is my past, because usually Will is the one that doesn't know. I get a freebie today.
Wow, you did not do your homework. You did not do your homework. You get an F for this test. Oh my gosh, I love it. No, and it's funny, Will, because like I actually I agree with you 100%. I honestly, like, it'd have been funny if like this Green Ranger is actually Colonial Tommy.
Oh my God! Right. Thomas.
Yes. Yes. Oh my God! Like,
Oh
have
my gosh.
Colonial Tommy pop up there in his little like colonial outfit.
Oh my God. Okay, so
You
Will
see
sent
it?
me the photo, and all I got to say is, I better hope that that's not Tommy, because I'm so sick of all these different versions of Tommy. But
I agree.
the suit is really freaking nice.
It is.
Holy
It is.
moly. Woo! Okay, that's really nice. I actually really like the suit. But I just really hope it's not another version of Tommy. I just imagine having two Tommy
Unless it's
comic
Colonial
series.
Tommy.
I don't know who this Colonial guy is either, but like that's still a lot of Tommies.
No, Colonial Tommy is from season 2. Remember when they fought the rats?
Oh,
And like, because Tommy was the one that the Wizard of Deception created
right.
from his lock of hair. Yeah. And then he decided to stay in the colonial days.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's still a lot of Tommies though. I don't
Yeah,
know.
it's a lot. It's a
Yeah,
lot.
yeah. I don't know. I don't know if I want to handle this. That's a
Oh my
lot.
God.
And imagine having two Tommies existing in the same comics.
I
Well,
mean, we
it's kind of like that
did.
right
We
now.
did. Yeah.
I mean, other than
You
Lord
sure you
Dragon.
got Draken existing.
Yeah, but you know what? I will say this. For Lord Dragon, he was definitely not what I expected. Like, he was much more eviler and much more conniving and like devious, that I didn't really think of him as Tommy, to be completely frank with you. Like, it was very refreshing to have that version of him, and I think that's the only version of him that I am now willing to accept, because all the other Tommy is just way too whiny for me. I just can't.
Yeah. I can see that.
Yeah.
Like this Tommy, especially in the comics, Lord Draken, he's just nasty with it. Like if you read the most recent issue that came out, like he's just, oh my gosh, like he's just so conniving, and like he's like literally trying to attack their emotions. Like he's playing with them on like an emotional level, because he can't really like, attack them physically, so he's trying to attack them mentally.
It's
So
even
like,
more worse than physical attack.
Exactly, and that's the thing that makes him so cool, and that's why I'm like, I'm really not even a Lord Draken fan, because I'm into Tommy, but
give me
on
both.
but on the same token, at the same time, I like the approach that they're taking him.
Yep.
I really like that. As far as who I think the Green Ranger is, though, I think it's Matt. To be truthfully honest, I really think it's Matt. The reason why I think it's Matt is because in a recent issue, the fact that the Stone Canyon team, like Rocky and Adam and possibly Aisha, knows Matt, like they know him. It's like,
Right.
what? And then, of course, you have Kimberly, who, she already kind of had her thing with him. And then it'll be nasty. Mad dramatic if all of a sudden Matt becomes the Green Ranger and he's led by Tommy, who is dating his ex-girlfriend. What? Oh, the drama. I love it.
Plot twist. Oh, that would be
twist.
interesting. And
Yes.
with this comic series, they hold nothing back.
They hold nothing back.
Interesting. Woo! Oh my God.
So
okay.
I'm like, I think it's Matt. I'm
here for this. I'm here.
Yeah, and like the costume. I'm thinking that because the Dark Rangers, because the Dark Rangers are coming back, but instead they're going to be Godar, Finster, Babu, Squat, and Rita. They're going to be the brand new Dark Rangers, because even Lord Zed even said that the original Dark Rangers were horrible. That was so funny in the comic. Like, he even made reference to it. But I think that what's going to end up happening is the green chaos crystal or whatever it's called, that green crystal.
That
I
thing
think that
is
that's going to
getting
be the thing
used.
that powers him up. What you say? What?
Yeah, it is. That thing is still getting used. I thought it was like all used up by now. It's been
Right.
used since the first few issues.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yep. I definitely think that green chaos crystal, whatever it's called, like that crystal is going to be the thing that's going to power up the new Green Ranger. Mainly because of the green glowing accents on the suit. Like it looks like there's some kind of like green crystal thing, and it kind of looks like it's glowing a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Like I think that's going to be the thing that's going to power him. And power probably like repower the dragon's word coin. So and then plus also too, the dragon dagger looks like it'll shank you. Like it's not like a regular little sword dagger. Like it looks like it could really stab you and can really do some damage. So like I'm loving this design. Like I think it's amazing. I'm thrilled. Like I'm actually, this is like the first time I've ever been this excited about a suit. Um, because to be truthfully honest, I'm not a fan. I mean, of like, I mean, I always loved the Green Ranger suit design, but them bringing him back again just is kind of like, okay, all right, girl. But if it's Matt, at least it gives Matt a chance to be a ranger because he missed out on being a ranger because his friends became rangers, but he didn't.
Yeah.
They were selected and he wasn't.
Yeah. Something that is making me lean towards Draken is the variant cover where the new Green Ranger is holding the other Rangers in his hands. And that looks in that up close shot of the helmet, it looks so much like Draken's helmet. But it's all green.
Okay. I can see that. I
So
actually can see that.
yeah, we'll see what happens. This is pretty exciting.
Yeah. Like I'm really thrilled to find out like who this new Green Ranger could be. Like I'm really excited. I am very excited to find out who he is. And like I said, just the idea of like if it is Matt, it's like, ooh, the drama that could come out from this. But then also too, just like, what is gonna happen? Like how is this gonna look? You know what I'm saying? Like how is this gonna look? How is this gonna fit? Because he's gonna have to have his Zord. So is there gonna be like a brand new Zord design with the Dragon Zord? Is it gonna look like how is this gonna work? Is it gonna fuse with the Thunder Zords? Like, how is this gonna work? So like I'm really excited to see, where they go with this. Also, a new comic. They also talked about the new comic with Jen Scott. And basically, she has her own comic that will be coming out. And it is called Power Rangers Sense of the Future. And basically, they have a brand new Time Force officer called Time Force Black. And her name is Chloe. It's a girl. Her name is Chloe. They also said that there are going to be some Hyperforce Easter eggs in there as well. Thoughts? What do you think about her costume? What do you think about this new story? Like, are you excited for her story? Like, give me your ideas.
It's cool that, it makes sense that we're getting more details since we're closer to the release date because they announced this. Oh man, I want to say did they announce this like maybe this time last year?
They did, yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah,
we
they announced that
finally,
we would have it, yeah.
yeah. So now we're finally getting more info on it. So this is pretty cool that they're really building upon what has been established with the Time Force story. At Time Force Black, that's actually really cool because obviously we didn't get a Black Ranger that season. And it's a girl, and we've never seen a Black female Ranger before. A female Black Ranger.
Except for Hyperforce.
I was just gonna say that, except for
okay, excuse me. I've only seen like bits and pieces of that, so I wasn't sure with that. But maybe that was inspiration for that. The Hyperforce Ranger was inspiration for this decision. But I've been excited about this comic for the last year because I obviously am a big fan of Jen and Wes, and I'm really wondering how this is going to work out because obviously they like the reason why they couldn't be together is because of the whole time them being from different time periods. So I'm wondering how they're going to try to make it work because that's a plot point they're going to try to be together.
Absolutely. And plus also to add to that, another thing that I found very interesting was that they created this story from the Time Force Wild Force team up, where basically Jen comes back in the sexy black pleather. She went scaling down that cliff in that pleather, honey, looking fierce. And they're doing it based on that from when she came back and she saw Wes again, and they just kind of like oh, we're in front of each other again. Oh my God, like yay! But we still didn't really get anything from their relationship. It was just kind of like, I know you. I know you too. I remember what we had. I remember what we had too. But we didn't really get to see if they're gonna really try to, do something with it. Did she stay? Like, did she,
right.
What happened after that?
Yo, I remember I wanted to make a post of this maybe like a year or so ago because I was just brainstorming. I think I had watched that episode again. And I was just brainstorming, like, what happened next? Like, we have no idea. Like, I remember I loved the part where they finally got a moment just to catch up by the campfire on the animarium, and then they he wrapped the blanket around her and held her, and that was so cute. But that was so cool. Like, that's amazing that this is actually it's going to take place after the team up, right?
Well, that was the inspiration.
Okay.
For it. So I'm not sure the time that it's going to take place, but that was the inspiration for it.
Okay. Yeah, I'm all for it.
So excited.
Yeah.
So excited.
Yeah. What do you think, Lena?
I'm very excited because, I mean, we all. I mean, if there's anyone out there objecting this, I don't know what you've been watching, but we all been a huge fan of, Jen and Wes. So to see this finally unfold into something more and to see, their own thought process and to be, their own people too, right?
Right.
Because, I mean, we don't know, like, obviously we know from that it's been inspired by that team up, but we don't know. They could even go even further back where, they talk about where she had come back from the future or from the past, and obviously they're apart and what their time was like. I hope they kind of do that because that would be really interesting. I'd like to know if like they each dated someone else and try to move on, or if they just kept holding on to, what could have, should have been, but obviously no, it can never exist, and realize that their standards were way too high for anyone to fill that shoe. That would be super cute to see. Or I wonder if they try to contact each other, at some point.
Right.
Have you? I don't know. I have a lot of questions. And obviously when she came back, did she intentionally come back? Like was she actually assigned that assignment, or did she was like, you know what? I'm gonna come back because it has to be me. It has to be me that does this because of Wes, because
right,
I'm a familiar face, or because she genuinely just wanted to see him and she broke all the rules to come back. And then maybe there's consequences because she looked like she went rogue. So
yeah.
So maybe there's consequences when she comes back, or she doesn't go back because there are going to be consequences, and it's going to be the whole Dust short film all over again, where they're going to be
right
from the future.
And it might be Chloe coming to chase her and get her back, like,
right?
Hey girl, you supposed to be coming back, why you still here?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you being here is gonna disrupt the future, or something.
Or it already has, and things are drastically happening in the future that shouldn't have been.
Right. Ooh. What if that's the case? Where it's like things are already happening and things are already changing because she decided to stay. And then Chloe is like, now I have to kill you because that'll reset everything.
Okay. Here's another really random plot twist. What if, did we learn the age of Chloe and her last name?
No, it's just her name, which is Chloe.
So here's a thought. What if Chloe's actually their daughter?
I was thinking that because I was thinking that because what if it was a situation where it was probably she was born, but she was born out of the timeline that she was supposed to be born, and she's going back to try to stop Jen because it's if you do this now, then I won't exist in this world. Instead, I'll be existing in the past, but I won't exist here in Time Force.
Or she just won't exist at all.
Right, or she won't exist at all. Yeah.
That would be my
that is bomb.
Oh my God.
I love it.
Woo!
I freaking love it. I am here for it.
Amazing. I mean, that would make sense why she's the Black Ranger too.
Right.
And
first of all, her weapon looks like it is something straight from Final Fantasy. Sephiroth is using this weapon. It's freaking huge. This girl is literally carrying around a big, gigantic sword.
That's hot.
How badass is she? She looks crazy sick.
But you know what it sounds like to me? A cross of Xena and Wonder Woman.
Right?
Whew. A badass sword, a kick-ass costume, time traveling. Yeah. I'm here for that.
She looks freaking amazing. So yeah, those were all the main things that they talked about on the panel. Oh, and they also, real quick, they also brought up the thing of Steve Cardenas. Actually, he talked about his dossier of when he came on the show. Basically, back when he was introduced as a brand new character, they basically gave him kind of a character breakdown of who Rocky is. And Rocky, basically, he revealed that Rocky was kind of like a child that had several brothers and sisters. He was the oldest, and he was taking care of his brothers and sisters, and he lived in a single family home.
Oh wow!
With just their mother. And the writers didn't know, and they completely freaked out. What do you think about that as a character? Do you think that would have suggested more of his character from what we know? What do you think about that?
That would have been cool if they actually touched on that, because I don't feel like we knew enough about most of the Rangers, really. But I think that would have been a cool little wrinkle to his character. You had mentioned this when we talked about it before. You said that you thought maybe that kind of explained his childishness and his silliness. It would have been cool if they had a moment where Tommy and Rocky talked about Tommy has foster parents, and Rocky has like 6 brothers and sisters, or he's one of 6 and only has his mother, I think.
Right.
That
Yeah, it
would
was just his
have
mother.
yeah, that would have been really interesting. And like they did, like, even in Mighty Morphin, every now and again they would have a moment where they would at least throw in a little monologue, or a little scene about some of the Rangers' personal lives. Um, uh, Kimberly, her parents were divorced, then Kimberly had to deal with her mom dating, Tommy being a foster kid. That's all I can think of right now. But that would have been nice to see them actually give Rocky a little something else, especially if that was, originally in the makeup of the Rocky character.
Yeah, I mean, for me, like, and like you guys you didn't hear it, but when we talked about it after the show, that was like my whole thing, was just like, it would have been so cool to actually, get that information about Rocky, because like it would have informed us of like why he acted the way he did. Because like season 2, when he first came, like he was really childish. Like he was very energetic, very childish. And he was definitely, like you could tell like he probably had like a lot of siblings or something like that. You know what I'm saying? Like you could tell that it was like he was really, like energetic, and he probably did, teach a lot of kids, and and he was, doing that because, that appealed to his childlike nature. So like I definitely would have loved that if we actually got that tidbit about his character. But instead, we didn't get that, because that's not what happens on Power Rangers. That's not what we normally get. And plus, like, they wanted to concentrate on, Kimberly with her parents and, stuff like that. And they were like, we don't want too much parent drama on this show. We don't want too much of that. But it would have been nice to know, if Rocky had those kind of issues. So yeah, like the artists were like, holy crap, like, this is great. Get us this dossier. Please get us this information. We want it. And it's crazy because like the actual comic writers are actually like, Daphne and Ryan Parrott. They were just like, they're so enthused about that. And they want to add as much information about these characters. They want to add so much information into these characters to give us the best, that they could, when they're creating these characters. So I love it. Lena, what do you think?
I agree. I like how, like, the more information we have, the more it's relatable to us too, because not like with the whole Rocky character not giving that information, we didn't understand him. We judged him, and we couldn't figure, and and a lot of people still think that he's not a good leader. But knowing this would have helped that judgment a little bit more. And having like well, I don't know, I just love backstories. Why not have backstories? Like, these Rangers are not, they're not just robots that, Zordon picked and was like, they're going to be teenagers with attitude. Like, they all have real lives that they deal with. And so I definitely enjoy the backstories, and I wish and hope that we can get more of them.
For sure. Like, I definitely agree with that. Like, yeah, because like, I mean, pretty much, and I've seen the other dossiers, or not dossiers, but like at least the other character breakdowns for the other two. Because I remember seeing what Steve talked about. I remember seeing that on a trading card for Power Rangers the movie. I remember seeing it, and it was like his character description for it. And also they did the same thing for Steve and Karen, with their characters, Adam and Aisha, which they were kind of pretty much the same. But they had Karen's character, Aisha. They had her as a dancer.
Oh.
Which, I mean, I'm pretty sure they based them based on their real lives. So I'm pretty sure that's what it was. But yeah, they had Aisha as a dancer, but Aisha never danced on the show.
No.
Like, she never displayed these dancing skills.
Nope.
So it'll be nice to, to see if they, if they were to do it, to show, Aisha, busting out a little move or something, doing some dancing or something, that'll be cool to see. So yeah, like, I like the fact that Boom is really trying their best to try to, implement as much creativity and as much information into these characters as much as possible. I think that's great.
And essentially, like, humanizing them, making them more relatable, and I don't know, really building that bond for us, for us to be able to really truly like these characters. Like, kind of like what we were saying about some of the characters where we didn't like the TV version, but the Boom version, whoo, they were giving feels.
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, like, and you guys know, like, I'm not like the biggest like TV show Trini fan. Like, I'm not. No. Like, I never was. I mean, I enjoyed Twee for what she did, and like, she was great as Trini, but like, the comic version, the Boom version of Trini is better. Just so like
so much better.
She's such a great character. And like, I just enjoy the comic version of Trini so much. And she has these moments of just badassery that is just like, holy crap, if Twee did this in the show, like, this would have, for me, this would have elevated her to probably one of the best Yellow Rangers of all time. Like, I mean,
oh yeah,
the easily. Stuff that Trini does in the comics is just like crazy sick. Like, it's crazy. So like, I would have loved to have seen Twee, God rest her soul. I would have loved to have seen her do a lot of that, except for being like table play setting in the TV show, because it was just obvious that like a lot of the time, like, she was just there just to kind of exist in the background and just to kind of make up, a ranger on the team, just to kind of be there.
Yeah.
A lot of times she played that role instead of actually, you actually got to see her be proactive and see her do things and see her have like personal interactions, aside from when they wanted to try to bring in Richie, which really wasn't to her character's betterment. It really was, in actuality, it really boosted up Richie, but it really didn't do nothing for her, So yeah, it was just a lot of stuff that I really always kind of felt like if Trini if they would have written her better, I think that Twee would have done a better job with her.
Yeah.
But they just didn't do anything for her because it was like, oh, we have to do everything for Kimberly, Pink Ranger. Which, nothing to fault, Amy Jo, because Amy Jo killed the role of Kimberly. Like, she killed it. But, I just would have loved for them to have that same energy for Trini,
I'm definitely looking forward to ending Mighty Morphin, and I think it's like 3, or Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, I should say. We have like 3 more issues, I believe, because we're on 52. I just finished 52 the other day, and they brought in the Dark Rangers. They revealed them, or who are going to be the Dark Rangers. So, I guess they're going to get the powers in the next episode, the next issue. Wow. That's going to be so much fun. And then I started the Ranger Slayer #1.
How is that?
I literally just started it. I did the free comic book day version, or not version, but the free comic book day, which was basically just a recap of her introduction in 2 years ago.
Okay.
I believe because the art looked the same. I believe it was just that, and then they gave you like the first page of this new comic. So I'm a few pages in, and I'm excited. So I'm looking forward to finishing that.
All right. Well, and also too, I just also wanted to go ahead and put out there as well that you can also catch me on No Pink Spandex as well. So if you love hearing my my jokes and my annoying ass voice, then you would also love to hear me on No Pink Spandex too. And we have some cool interviews lined up. We have one that is definitely going to hit you soon. So be on the lookout for that. And yeah, like, thank you all for all the listeners out there who are, you know, supporting us, supporting our Instagram page, supporting our Facebook page, supporting our Twitter, supporting our YouTube, our SoundCloud, all of our listeners and supporters. Thank you so much.
And
we really appreciate you.
Do. And don't think we don't see you. We see every single one of you.
Absolutely.
When you DM us, when you make a comment, we see it all.
We really do.
And
and whoever responds, 9 times out of 10, it's one of us. So if we're responding to you, just know that it's either me, Will, or Lena.
Yep. Yep.
So yeah,
sometimes
like,
it's
just
the both
like
of us or 3 of us. But if it gets to that point, we'll let you know who you're talking to.
Exactly. But 9 times out of 10, it's one of us. But yeah, definitely, we really do thank you. We really appreciate you. Don't ever think that we're like, oh, you know, like, no one cares about me. I'm like, whatever. Like, no, we really do. Like,
we do. We do. And
we
like,
really do.
you can definitely reach us out on our personal pages too. If you guys feel like, you know, reaching out on our podcast page might be a little too much, you can certainly reach out to our individual pages. The link is in our description box. So you can definitely find us there and, you know, give us a follow if you want to, ask a question if you want to. I've certainly myself had a few of our listeners actually, you know, ask me where we can find certain episodes and what have you, or when things are being released. And it's really sweet. And, you know, we see everything. So don't think that you're forgotten and that we don't see you or, you know, what have you. If we don't respond right away, we didn't forget you. We're just busy, probably recording this episode or next one.
Right.
But we will get back and we will definitely respond. So yes.
Absolutely.
So, yeah,
absolutely. And also too, if you have any show ideas or anything like that you want to hear us talk about, or, you know, anything like that, please do not hesitate. Like, let us know. Like, let us know what you want to hear. Let us know, you know, who you want us to interview. We would definitely, you know, try to reach out, try to secure those interviews. I mean, like I said, we do have an interview coming down the pipeline for you that you guys are going to love. Because we absolutely had the best time doing it. So, you know, you just keep on looking out for it. There's a lot of great things that is coming down the pipeline. So yeah, just keep on supporting us, and we'll keep on delivering the content. All right. And with that being said, my name is Brandon.
I am Lena.
I'm Will.
And we will see you next time. Bye.
Bye.